I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
You ran and barked inside your bedroom, closing the door with a loud thud sound, hearing your parents yell at each other again. Now their quarrels were getting increased day by day. They just fight over small things. Even it has come to the point that they don't even give a shit about your existence. Mostly it's like to be in every difficult situation, a parent always think about the child first. But your situation was a bit different. Your parents were rich business people. They only loved their power, their business. According to them, giving you a high-level education in the country's best school and then university, giving you a life full of luxuries was enough to make you happiest, but they forgot that not what parenting is called. Thanks to your late grandpa, who had always taken care of you and taught you many things, but after he left this world, it's again those years of your parents. I can't live here anymore. This shit is destroying my hard work for years of making a good reputation in university, being a good student in study and other things too, but now my scores are gradually getting decreased. All credit go to my lovely parents. You stopped speaking out those harsh words. It was already morning and you went down for breakfast, but it seems like morning breakfast was turned into quarrels instead of a proper meal. You just changed your outfit to get ready for the university. You wore a simple skin-colored shirt with a denim jacket and pants over it. Picking up your bag and assignment files, you left house. Reaching the university, you looked around, finding a specific person. Is she late today? You asked yourself, but suddenly someone yelled just beside your ear, "Boo." You clenched your chest, giving glares to her while she pouted, making a cute face. "Sarah," literally, you yelled in the whisper because of the rush of students around you. She hugged you, making you smile, and hugged her back, shaking your head. "I saw you being in the off mood again today. That's why I did it." Breaking the hug, she gave you her sad eye. She knows about your parents' curse. That's why I prefer to be in university instead of home. At least there is someone who thinks to make you happy without thinking about money and all. Guess what? Today Dad made chicken strips for lunch and he sent this special and big one for you. She patted her bag and pulled out a lunchbox which had chicken strips. Sarah has only a father, not a mother, and she's a junior, not batchmate. You just saved her once from some bullies, and somehow you both became good friends. Her father is such a sweet person. You haven't met him, but Sarah has told him about you, and he always cooks delicious food for you too because he's a chef working in a restaurant. That's so sweet of him. I'm already drooling over it. But let's save it for lunch, then we will eat together. Sarah nodded, squealing in happiness. You both then left for your respective classes per schedule. You were sitting in your class, having no friend in class was normal, as you were good in behavior with everyone so they respected you too. You can sit with anyone, they don't mind, and you being a good student was also a benefit for them. Your professor entered with a pile of your yesterday's test. Your heart thumped out because your test didn't go well. It was the third time they spun your score and the test was getting lower and lower. He placed the book and pile of tests on the table. He was wearing his glasses and a perfectly fitted black suit. As always, he looked breathtaking, but you can't check him out like this when you are literally getting so bad in his subject. He looked up at the student and his gaze met you. You looked down, not ready to meet his gaze. "Before I start the class, I would like to distribute your test among you all." Your fist clenched and started to sweat because of embarrassment already. Lucas, 56 out of 100. Zara, 72. Lena, 63. He was one by one announcing the names with marks and students were going down to him to fetch their test report, and Miss Wyan. He looked at your figure which jolted up to walk down to his desk. His grip was so tight on the test paper that it crumbled from that part. "Miss Wyan, 51. Your eyes went closed. You just passed the test with 2 marks or you should have failed the test." He handed you your test and looked down at the remaining test. "Meet me after class in my office." He whispered in a monotone and started to announce other names. You walked back to your seat with your half-crumbled test paper. This shows how disappointed he was. After class is finished, you packed your bag, getting up from the chair. "Hey Wayan, is everything okay?" "Actually, your score," one of your batchmates asked, standing with her friends group. They all knew how good you were in study, but suddenly your behavior in study changed. "Yes, it's just some personal matters. I'll try to sort it out quickly." "That will be good because every year it's you who made our batch number 1, and this year we don't want us to go down by position." They were right. In the whole university score competition, your batch always wins because of your best score, but this year it was getting difficult. Don't worry guys, everything will be fine soon. They all nodded, wishing you luck, and left. You remembered your professor's word, so you went to his office. Knocking at his office door, you heard his voice and entered with sweating hands and trembling legs. He wasn't sitting on his chair but standing beside his cupboard looking at some documents, maybe. He turned to see it was you. He placed the documents back, walking back to his desk with his poker face. You didn't say anything because you don't want to get insulted more. So Miss Ryan, he looked at you and placed your past month test results in front of you. You clenched your fist. Now what to say? That your parents are the reason and blah blah, earning sympathy? No, you can't. You hate this sympathy thing. I'm very sorry for disappointing you, Professor June. Next time, this will not happen, he said, looking down at your feet. He looked away, sighing, because with his experience of teaching, he knew you had some personal issues going on and you weren't sharing them out easily. I asked the reason behind it. He again blurted out, actually, it's because of some personal matters in my life. I will sort them out soon. You gave him an assurance smile, praying may he not ask more. Okay, but this is the last time I'm giving you a warning, or the next time I have to take action about the student council of weak students. You know very well. Yes, he was right. It was a rule to inform the student council when a student suddenly started to get less score than before. And it wasn't less than a shameless act for a brilliant student like you. I understand, Professor. He nodded and gave you permission to leave. You turned and walked out. He saw your figure going out from his office, leaving your son there. He shook his head, not wanting to think of a thing more than student and professor relation, but he thought of asking someone close to you about yourself, and he knew who that person was. At lunchtime, you were sitting on the table in a corner with Sarah chewing on her food hungrily, while you were having small bites of it, all busy in your inner thoughts. Bayan, why isn't it not tasty? She asked because you weren't eating much. You shook your head. No, as always, your father's prepared meal is mouth-watering. It's just, again, you scored less. You know that she looked down at her meal thinking, Bayan, for the next test preparation you can come to my home. She advised you, but you shake your head. No, Sarah. Next week, you and your father are going to meet your grandma. She face-palmed, remembering. I forgot. It's okay. She gave you a sad smile. Next day, you reached the university and as usual, you were trying to look for Sarah, but she was nowhere to be found. Where did this girl go? Is she not coming today? Just then you got a message on your phone. You opened it to see the message that was from Sarah. Winnie, let's meet during lunch break. I'm a little busy because of an assignment. You chuckled, replying with an okay, and went to your class. It was again Professor Jun class today. He is a professor of economics. He is one of those professors whose classes never went empty. First, he teaches really well, and second, his personality. Today, we are going to discuss the new chapter. But before that, I want to share some opinions with all of you. You tilted your head in confusion. It would be better if you guys stay away from people who don't give a shit about you and those who don't know how to take care of their responsibilities. Because staying with them can make your life hard, not there. Doesn't matter the relation to that person. A relation exists when some rights of the relation is followed by both equally. Otherwise, it's only toxic, nothing else. After saying this, he started to teach the students. But his words stuck in your mind, and why? While talking, he was making an eye contact with you. Why it seems to be like those words were for you? After class, you were going to the library when a random student informed you to meet Professor Jun at his office. You went to his office thinking, now what you did. And you also found his behavior a little odd to you this morning. Knocking at the door, you entered his office. He was sitting on his chair, seeing you. He gestured to you to sit on the chair in front of him. You said, while he placed his both arms over the table. You were fidgeting with your fingers. Miss Ryan, yesterday you didn't tell me that personal reason about why you are so disturbed these days. Yes, so? Actually, today I got to know about that reason from someone. Your eyes widened because the only person who knew about it was Sarah. The little traitor, you cursed at her internally. It's not like I'm giving you sympathy or something like that of Miss Ryan. Everyone has some difficulties in their life, and sometimes we don't know how to deal with them. So we need to share it with some important people around us. Sorry, Professor, I just don't want to make a fuss out of it. He said with a sad smile. He nodded and also understood the situation. It's okay, that doesn't matter. Now the thing that matters is your career and future. What about next week's test? You thought about it. As always, you have to prepare it at your home. Professor, I will do my best. He shook his head. No, don't stay at your parents' house. Do you have another place? You shake your head as no. Bite his lower lip, thinking, clearing his throat. He took your attention. I do have a place, but it's my home. Your eyes widen again. What? Your cheeks turn red, imagining you studying in his house. But as you come to your senses, you deny. No, Professor, you don't have to. He cut you off talking. Miss Ryan, then you're putting your future at risk. Do you want it to be? Yeah, he's right. Your parents will never let you live peacefully, and also when they will know I'm studying at my professor's house, they will not disturb me too. And about those status sheets and all as they think about Sarah being from a middle-class family. Okay, Professor June. A smile appeared on his lips, but quickly he hid it with his fingers on his lips, making a poker face. Great, from tomorrow after university you can come to my house for study. You thanked him and left his office with your thumping heart while he smiled like he won sort of biggest lottery. On the weekend, you decided to go to your professor's home for the preparation. Reaching outside his house, you rang the doorbell. The door was opened in a few seconds by not other than your professor. Hello, Professor. A light smile was plastered on his lip. He was wearing a normal white t-shirt with black trousers. He doesn't even need to wear other clothes. He looked perfect in these already. Hi, please come inside. You nodded and walked inside his hall. His house was elegant and clean, just so perfect like him. Ryan, you sit there on the couch, I will be right back. Ryan, not Miss Ryan. Wow. You agreed and went to sit on the soft couch with your bag full of books. He really has a good taste in furniture too. He came back with 2 drinks and some snacks. Professor, this was not needed. I'm just here to study. He placed the tray on the table and sat beside you within a little distance. You need some energy to study too. He passed you a quick smile and got up, leaving you alone there. You start to open your books and study. After 2 hours, you did a little bit of stretching with your arms, hands and legs. But finally, the peace I needed in my life. You kept your books aside and got up, picking up the empty tray. You walked to the kitchen. It wasn't difficult to find the kitchen. You placed the tray there and was about to leave when your eyes caught a masculine figure behind the glass wall of the kitchen. You didn't know he had a gym in his house. He was doing push-ups with sweat dripping from his forehead. His white shirt was soaked in his sweat, and from standing here you can say he was breathing heavily. Unconsciously you walked to the gym side to see him more closely. Standing a little far from him, you stared at his heavenly figure doing workout. Suddenly, Jungkookff felt someone gaze on him. He looked up to see you standing a few feet away from him, staring at him. He smiled as his pride went up, watching your expression. He got up and walked to you with a towel in his hands. You flinched, realizing he was standing in front of you, and started to look here and there with your red cheeks. You here? You bit your lower lip, looking down as he had that devilish grin on his face. You felt butterflies jumping in your tummy. Yeah, I took a little break. You spoke, still looking down. He chuckled at you, petting your head. Good, now let's continue. What? You gave him a confused look. Study, don't you want to be a topper again? He chuckled and you nodded, being embarrassed. After a month, it's been a month, and you still go to your professor's house to study. Well, what about your test? So you're back on your position of best student, making your professor and classmates proud on you. Well, you also took Sarah's class for telling your secret to professor, but then she started to tease you about studying in professor home, being all alone with him. You also felt a different feeling when you think about it, or specifically him. But you don't want to ruin that student-professor relation, so you keep quiet. Now you're again sitting in the living room, well, not studying, but watching movie, as it was again weekend, and Jungkookff asked you to watch movie with him, which he has watched already 1,000 times, Iron Man. Literally, is he 5-year-old kid you thought at first, but then he looked so cute while focusing on movies. He is watching it for the first time. You are stuffing popcorn in your mouth. Oh, is he gonna attack? You asked, but he shushed you. Does this movie have second lead too? You asked, getting his attention now. He turned to ask, why? Just asking, in K-drama, second lead are literally so handsome. And I do sometimes have a second lead syndrome, so... You shrugged your shoulders looking at TV, but he was still looking at you. They're just actors. They're nothing like that. And they aren't that handsome. You blink your eyes at his words. Professor, they're literally so handsome. And Ilmo, he's just, oh my, I'm in love. He poked his inner cheek and gritting his teeth. I'm more handsome than that Ilmo guy. He spit out and you faced him looking at him from up to down and scoffing. Nah, Ilmo has another level. As you finish your words, you gasp, realizing you are pinned on the couch. His piercing eyes looking inside your soul. What did you just say? He asked with a deep, hoarse voice, giving you shivers. That you are more handsome. He had that satisfied grin on his face now. He left your wrist sitting up. Now that's what I wanted to hear. You scoffed at his childish behavior sitting up. Until Jungkookff realized what he just did. Now he was all shy. You glared at him. That was... He doesn't have words now. Can you explain your intentions? You raised your eyebrow, asking him, I don't have any bad intentions, okay? He said with a pout, pointing at you. Then what? What do you mean what? You can't say other man's handsome when you have this handsome guy with you. I know you have a crush on me. Your eyes widen as you gasp. Sarah, the little shit? No, this time Sarah didn't tell me. I just guessed it, and guess what? I was right. He wiggled his eyebrows with smirk. You threw a pillow at him. Stop making me embarrassed, then I will make you mine. Now your eyes were coming out of your socket, or they were already out, when he grabbed your neck and pecked your lips. Here you go, now you're mine.
드럼치는 거 보고 싶어요. 제가 잘하게 되면은 보여드릴 거예요. 벌써 20분이네.